I'm not going to lie, I had little expectations going into this trip. I had traveled before and definitely seen my fair share of beautiful landscapes, but I got more out of this trip than I thought. The whole time we were told to reflect on experiences we had had and think about how a viewpoint can be different than the viewpoint we brought with us. While this was all helpful, it wasn't until I got home and back to my everyday routine life that I realized my definition of progress had somewhat changed. Yes, my definition is pretty much the same, but the way they apply to me has affected the way I look at progress. My initial definition of progress was something that moves in a forward direction. Like when climbing a mountain, progress would be always climbing up. But as decisions and choices were made on this trip, I realized that progress doesn't always have to mean going up or moving forward. Sometimes progress means taking a few steps back, or even not moving at all. One of the biggest things that happened to me on this trip was getting accepted to nursing school. It was exciting, but upsetting as well because I didn't get accepted at the campus in Athens and I was crushed. I was going to have to leave my life and friends in Athens, something I was not anxious to do. But as I separated myself from the situation and looked at it from a different viewpoint, I realized that this step back, in my opinion, was progress. This step back was going to help me accomplish my career goals and pursue my dreams, things I would consider progress. Sometimes remaining stagnant also can achieve progress. There were so many times on this trip I was told to enjoy the moments and soak it all in. I was frustrated though because I was so anxious and excited to move on to all the exciting things we were doing, but I realized that reflecting and just being still was really important. If you keep moving forward without ever stopping to think about what you just did or the previous experiences you just had, you'll never learn and in turn never progress. I didn't stop and really reflect until I got home, and now I'm understanding progress differently. Something else was also changed with my ideas of progress is learning how other people view the world. It is so easy for Americans to categorize things as having value or being progressive. But every culture has these categories, they just look different. If the goal of a global citizen is to look globally at progress, you have to look at different perspectives and cultural viewpoints. This concept was especially true in Fiji. These people were living largely different lives than the average American, but their definition of progress was the same. Yes, it may look completely different to me, but if you put yourself in their shoes, their life is one of progress. They are innovators, creators, and most importantly, they are taking steps, whether they be backwards or forwards, that are for the greater good of their family, village, and country. And that is what I consider progress.